and welcome to our English news coming to you from Canal. First, the top stories of the news. The President of the Republic receives a delegation representing the U.S. company ExxonMobil. The President of the Republic receives as well the Ghana ambassador, paying him a farewell at the end of his mission in our country. And the Algiers International Fair on its third day is marked by the signing of agreements with US and Tunisian partners, notably the giant Whirlpool. Welcome to our news. First in our news, the President of the Republic received a delegation from the U.S. company ExxonMobil. The audience took place in the presence of the Principal Private Secretary Boualem, the Energy Minister Mohamed Arqab, and the CEO of Sonatrach Rashid Hashishi, in addition to the advisor in charge of diplomatic affairs Ammar Abba. And following the audience, the representative of ExxonMobil company had this to say to our reporter.
We had an excellent meeting today with President Tebboune. He really understands the complexities of the investment opportunity and also the great potential that this has for Algeria, specifically for Sonatrach and ExxonMobil to work together in partnership. So we have a great meeting today and a great thank you. We look forward to bringing this investment forward quickly, which will really benefit hydrocarbon production in Algeria. And the second point we talked about is the environment. And we are making a lot of progress on very safe, low emissions production growth, which solves the problem of greater oil and gas and energy production, but also protecting the environment. So we had a very thorough discussion today, and the President brought a lot of knowledge to the table, and we're very excited about this opportunity to work together.
Still with diplomatic activity, the President of the Republic Tebboune received as well the Ghanaian ambassador Sidney Bimbong, who paid him a farewell visit following the end of his mission in our country, where present the Principal Private Secretary to the Presidency Boualem and the advisor in charge of diplomatic affairs Ammar Abba. And following the audience, Ambassador Sidney Bimbong made this following statement to our reporter.
I have had the pleasure of being received by His Excellency the President Tebboune, this afternoon to inform him of the completion of my duties here in Algeria as Ambassador of Ghana. I shall soon be returning home, and during my meeting with the President, I expressed my sincerest gratitude to the government and people of Algeria for the hospitality that has been shown to me and my family and those in my embassy since I arrived here 2 years ago. Ghana and Algeria have had a strong relationship since the 1960s. Both countries have stood for strong leadership. Both countries have also been involved in the Pan-Africanist struggle. And during my meeting, I commended President Tebboune for his leadership in Africa in ensuring that he's promoting Pan-Africanism through peaceful negotiations, dialogue, and economic assistance to other African countries. Now, I leave Algeria with very fond memories of not only the goodwill that people have shown me here, but yet at the same time, the gratitude of my family. It's just been such an honor and a privilege for me to serve in Algeria as Ambassador of Ghana. I do hope that in the future I shall visit Algeria again, and once I come, I know that I will always be welcome here and continue to enjoy the hospitality of the Algerian people. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you.
Canal Ambassador speaking to our reporter. Prime Minister Nadir Abbawi chaired the cabinet meeting devoted to several projects relating to many sectors, including energy and railways. The government followed the presentation pertaining to education to ensure better working conditions for both teachers and pupils throughout the country. All the projects were reviewed by the cabinet, including the progress made in the exploitation of industrial units and water security. The reintegration of detainees was also debated during this meeting. The fourth Arab Forum for Equality wound up with key proposals to strengthen social protection in the Arab world, aiming to ensure equality through fair access to services, equal opportunities and support for vulnerable groups. Walid Yousfi and Manal Mafa with more details.
This major gathering brought together several ministers, experts and civil society representatives of several Arab countries with one objective on the agenda: reduce social inequality.
Nous avons rassemblé les différentes parties de la société.
We united public and private sectors to develop shared recommendations for reforming social protection systems. These will be presented to our governments as a collective call to advance equality in our countries.
En priorité, mais c'est toute la société qui s'adresse à nos gouvernements.
This year's theme is social protection as a tool for resilience in face of economic, environmental and political challenges. At the end of the three-day forum, a set of proposals was put forward reflecting the outcomes of discussions and debates held throughout the event. Key proposals included making social protection systems sustainable with secure long-term funding and addressing the diverse needs of people across all life stages, from children to the elderly, including persons with disabilities, women and men. By hosting this forum, Algeria reaffirms its role as a key player in regional social dynamics with a vision focused on human development.
Similar event at the 56th Algiers International Fair, Condor Electronics signed a strategic agreement with US giant Whirlpool, aiming to boost local production, technology transfer and export to Africa and the Middle East. Coverage by Riyad Belkhteem, taken up by Melissa Leila Balaman.
The 56th edition of the Algiers International Fair once again provides a platform for national and international exhibitors to showcase their products and expertise. It also offers key opportunities for major Algerian companies to secure strategic partnerships with multinational firms, following a win-win approach that benefits both the national economy and Algerian manufacturers. This is the case for Condor Electronics, which took advantage of the fair's exposure to sign partnership with US giant Whirlpool.
Starting in Algeria is where the strongest potential lies. Right now in North Africa, we're aiming to explore future opportunities as well. For now, our focus is fully on Algeria.
The partnership between Condor and Whirlpool covers the local production and marketing of Whirlpool products, as well as export to African and Middle Eastern markets, a strategic move for Condor.
Condor's strategy includes finding partners for investment and attracting foreign direct investment while enabling technology transfer in Algeria. Whirlpool has signed an industrial agreement with us to manufacture its full line of home appliances here. These products will be made for both the domestic market and export. The second agreement is a commercial one involving the distribution of Whirlpool products through our digital marketplace Proxima.
Condor's digital branch, Proxima, has also signed a deal to handle Whirlpool's sales and distribution, allowing Condor full control over the appliance value chain, from production to retail. The group, which owns the Christor brand, also signed another key agreement with the Tunisian firm, enabling Christor to enter the Tunisian market.
pas juste de l'export standard, c'est la première fois qu'on exporte la marque Christor.
This isn't a standard export, it's Christor's first time outside Algeria, so it's a major step. We choose Electrotech, Darty's official franchise in Tunisia, for its resources and experience. The partnership began a few months ago, and I want to thank both teams at Condor and Electrotech for bringing this to life. We hope this is just the beginning of Christor's international journey with more countries to come soon.
Toute l'équipe de Condor, toute l'équipe aussi de Electrotech Tunisie pour tous les efforts qu'il y a eu afin de concrétiser ce beau projet.
Like many other Algerian businesses at this major fair, Condor is focused on the future, with next-gen 5G smartphones and AI-powered devices, aiming to stay competitive in a fast-moving global market through innovation, quality, and strategic pricing.
We remain in the realm of business and on the sidelines of the 12th edition of the Scientific and Technical Meeting held in Oran Province. And a track company signed 3 agreements related to energy transition, training and scientific research. The first memorandum of understanding was signed by the U.S. company Hikate Energy Global Renewables and Toshiali Steel Plants. The second was signed by the Algerian Oil Institute and the Congolese Oil Company, and the last one was signed by the Sonatrach Development Research Center and Samis Company. And now to the prestigious military academies and the graduation ceremonies crowning years of strenuous effort and dedication. Melissa Kebesh depicts for us the joyful atmosphere prevailing there.
The graduating ceremony of the year 2024-2025 of the Polytechnic Shahid Abdurrahman Talib was presided over by the commander of the 1st Military Region, Major General Ali Sidan. The ceremony kicked off by the inspection of graduating classes' ranks. The commander of the school, Major General Sir Omar, then proceeded to deliver a keynote speech in which he evoked the main axes of the scientific and military training granted by the highly qualified teachers.
Dear laureates, we arrived at the final step of your important training as you are now getting ready to receive your diplomas after years of work and dedication in this school. Be worthy of the trust placed in you. Be faithful to the commitment of your elders that proved their competence and their loyalty towards the military institution.
أقسم بالله العلي العظيم أقسم بالله العلي العظيم.
After taking the oath, the laureates received their ranks and diplomas. Then came the flag handover between the graduating class to the upcoming one. The commander of the 1st Military Region approved to name the graduating ceremony Murder Bouhamidi Mahmoud. The ceremony ended with a military parade executed by trainees and students of the school alongside a martial art exhibition. On this occasion, the main end-of-study projects achieved by engineers as well as research and innovative projects in the military field were presented. Finally, the commander of the 1st Military Region, accompanied by the commander of the school, honored the family of martyr Bouhamidi Mahmoud in the presence of high figures before signing the school's Gold Book. And in the Higher School of Information and Communication, the graduating ceremony was presided over by the Director of Information and Communication of the People's National Army's Staff, Major General Mabrouk Sabah, who kicked off the ceremony by inspecting the ranks of the graduates, which were trained in different specialties. During his keynote speech, the commander of the school urged the graduates to follow the development occurring in this strategic sector.
I remind you that the moment of graduation is only a signal to move from the framework of collective responsibility at school to that of individual responsibility within units, where values is measured by action and where principles as skill are tested in the field. This transition requires from you a solid commitment, a professional alert, conscience and impeccable conduct on a daily basis.
Following the commander's speech, the oath was taken. After that, ranks and diplomas were granted to the laureates. And in accordance to military traditions, the graduating class passed down the flag to the upcoming one. Before, the Major General approved to name the graduating class late war veteran Abdelkader Abdellawi. The ceremony ended with a parade executed by students of the school. An exhibition tracing the life of the late war veteran was held alongside scientific workshops and presentations of end-of-study theses carried by students and trainees. Finally, the family of the late war veteran was honored before the signing of the school's Golden Book.
To the weekly operational report of the PNA in fighting terrorism and organised crime over the past week, marked by several successful operations denoting the high professionalism and vigilance of our armed forces across the national territory. In terms of combating terrorism, the efforts of the PNA elements led to the surrender of terrorist Lasari Ahmed, known as Al-Hubla, in the 3rd Military Region with weapons in his possession. The armed forces arrested 14 people involved in terrorism support across the country. As for fighting organised crime, the PNA elements, in coordination with different services, intercepted 36 drug traffickers and thwarted the attempt to introduce huge quantities of drugs on the borders with Morocco. And finally, the Coastal Guard foiled attempts of illegal immigration using handmade boats on board of them citizens of different nationalities. You are still watching our channel, Canal Algérie. Coming up in our news, dozens of Palestinian civilians fall martyrs in bombings carried by the Zionist war machinery on Gaza. Welcome back to our news. 12 Palestinians were martyred this Wednesday in the bombings of the Zionist occupation army in the east and west of Gaza, as well as the east of Khan Yunis. Earlier, Palestinian medical sources reported that 27 civilians, including children, died following the Zionist planes bombing several parts of the Gaza Strip. More details with Manal Math.
In total darkness, on foot or in broken-down vehicles, the inhabitants of Gaza make their way to food distribution points, places that have turned into deadly traps where hundreds have been massacred by the Zionist forces. I left my family all alone so I could come here and find some food. It has been almost 3 months since we lack rice or any other type of food. I have been waiting for 12 hours so that I can bring some food to my family. My dad is very old and cannot come here. We are 15 individuals living together and we have nothing for 2 months now. As soon as aid trucks arrive, Gazans run in order to get something to eat. And right at this moment, the barbaric Zionist forces bomb these same points that were supposed to bring a little relief to a suffering people, 47 of which were martyred just today on the spot. I am not scared to die, but I have 7 children and I am scared they will starve to death. According to Palestinian health sources, since the opening of these aid centers run by pro-Zionist American organizations, the occupying forces have killed hundreds of Palestinians and wounded thousands more. Their only crime is searching for food, as the Zionist entity uses starvation as a weapon against the innocent people of Gaza.
Algeria's representative to the UN, Ammar bin Jama, called from New York for establishing a non-nuclear zone and mass destruction weapons in the Middle East, displaying full availability for cooperation. Let's have a listen to him.
We welcome this important diplomatic achievement, which puts an end to 12 days of dangerous escalation and provides much needed space for the escalation, dialogue and diplomacy. This latest episode has starkly demonstrated the fragility of our collective security and the serious risks associated with the targeting of nuclear facilities, particularly those under IAEA safeguards. The events of the past days have only reinforced the urgent need to uphold the principles of the nuclear non-proliferation regime and to refrain from any actions that could further undermine its integrity.
Ammar bin Jama speaking at the UN. Iran's representative to the UN, Amir Saeed Iravani, indicated that the ceasefire with the Zionist entity is another opportunity for diplomacy. This statement coincides with the vote by the Iranian parliament to suspend cooperation with the International Agency for Atomic Energy, refusing to condemn the aggressions on the Iranian nuclear facilities. And despite political repression, growing numbers of Moroccans continue to reject normalization, with the Zionist entity denouncing secret deals by the Makhzen as a betrayal of the Palestinian cause and a violation of the people's will. Melissa Lila Balaman with the latest developments.
In the face of tight political control and repression, Moroccan citizens continue to voice firm opposition to normalization with the Zionist entity. Protests regularly erupt, denouncing secret deals made by the Makhzen, widely condemned as a betrayal of the Palestinian cause and a disregard for the public will. This normalization is a stain on our history. I cannot imagine it becoming part of Morocco's legacy.
لا أستطيع أن أتصور ورطة كبيرة ووصمة عار في تاريخ المغرب.
Public discontent keeps rising, not only in solidarity with Palestine, but also as a stand for Moroccan dignity and the people's right to reject policies that openly support an unjust colonial occupation. These political choices don't represent who we are. This normalization is between the regime and the Zionist entity, not the Moroccan people. This sustained popular resistance is a clear sign that Moroccans firmly reject the normalization efforts pushed by the authoritarian Makhzen and the Zionist entity.
Back to Algeria, the Algerian Religious Affairs Ministry announced that the 1st of Muharram, marking the new year of the Islamic calendar, will be on Friday. Thus, Ashura, or the 10th of Muharram, will be on Sunday, coinciding with July the 6th. Good news now, the national television snatched the award of the best documentary, Hands of Destiny, produced by our colleague Yasmina Harariya during the event held by the Arab Radio and Television Festival in Tunisia. And with this we come to the end of our news bulletin, broadcast to you from Canal Algérie. Keep tuning to our program. Take care and bye-bye for now.